And the great Michael Buffer with an absolutely outstanding introduction to this WCW heavyweight title match. You've got the Giant. You've got Sting. This is what David and Goliath was all about. But that's not to say Sting is a small man. That's just to say that the Giant is what he is. It's all in the name. Meanwhile, you just saw Sting run full speed ahead at the Giant and bounce off of him like a ball. Look at Sting looking up at the Giant. Look at how far he's leaning his neck all the way back. Leaning his head all the way back. Meanwhile, Sting has this sleeper locked in, looking to put the Giant to sleep. But sends Sting into the corner to break the hold. Meanwhile, Sting got a lot of height on that drop kick in a second one. The Giant not budging at all. It's like hitting a brick wall. And Sting thinking on the outside. He's got Lex Luger in his corner, who just so happens to be handcuffed to Jimmy Hart. This should be interesting to see how this plays out, especially with that outside factor of having Jimmy Hart and Lex Luger handcuffed together. I wonder what kind of role that plays in this match. But obviously the focus being Sting and the Giant with the WCW heavyweight title on the line. Meanwhile, Sting trying to hype up the crowd for this big title match. Sting has quite the uphill battle if he's going to take that world championship away for the Giant, who just Spartacus kicked Sting into the corner. Oh, Sting tried to lift to the Giant, but the Giant, 400 plus pounds of the Giant, crash and burn onto Sting and a near fall. And now, continuing on the attack, Sting wisely having these two handcuffed together. And you see Jimmy Hart, you see the back of his jacket, he's got the Giant on there. In one corner, you've got Lex Luger, who's on Sting's side. He's been with Sting since the get-go. Meanwhile, it's Jimmy Hart who's in the corner, sort of in the corner, of the Giant. The Giant who is just bringing the fight. Look at all the weight he's putting on the back of the neck of Sting. This is how you break down your opponent. It's a great strategy, especially when quickness isn't really your forte in a match like this, when you have a smaller, more agile opponent than you. You have to use your size, your muscle to your advantage and use it fully to the fullest extent you possibly can. And that's exactly what we're seeing on display by the Giant. Meanwhile, Sting starting to fight back, or at least he tried with a shot. And again, the Stinger trying to get a shot in or two, but the Giant has a response for every single one. The Giant with that headbutt. The official didn't call for the bell. I mean, it looked pretty low, but if the official says it's not a low blow, I'm going to just continue to call this match. It looked a little bit below the belt, I'll say, though. And an elbow drop. All that weight being concentrated into the elbow, dropped on the chest. And now doing more damage to the chest and the midsection area, blocking off the airway with these tree trunk-like legs with this body scissor. This is dangerous. He's wearing out Sting. The oxygen leaving the body of Sting. It'll exhaust Sting. The longer Sting is in this match, it'll be worse for Sting. Sting, who's trying to squirm his way out, is just completely stuck. And Luger, who's trying to get behind Sting, trying to hype the challenger in this world title match. Can the Stinger do it? Meanwhile, the Giant holding on to the bottom rope for added leverage. The official isn't seeing it. This time the official saw it, now forcing the rope break. And now with the referee having broken that up, Sting has a second shot at life. Meanwhile, getting punted right in the ribs by that large boot of the Giant at 22-5E. You just can't keep Sting down whatsoever as the Giant launches Sting to the floor. This is not where you want to be whatsoever as Sting just gets tossed like a bag of potatoes up the entranceway on this concrete floor. There's no protection here whatsoever. Oh my. This is brilliant. Look at Luger. He's got Jimmy Hart placed on the table. And the Giant realizes that was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant by Luger to put Jimmy Hart on the table. And you heard Luger say to Jimmy Hart, you better not try anything. Well, rather, to be more specific, don't try anything. Jimmy Hart knowing to play some games. But when you've got the total package Lex Luger in your corner, for Sting, that's good for Sting. Oh, now Sting is not where he wants to be. Meanwhile, Luger saved the day. Pulled Sting down when Sting needed it the most. Sting can count on Luger. Sting hit the ref. I don't even think he realizes it. Sting has been so distorted and so focused and out of it. So dead set on taking out the Giant. Meanwhile, Sting laying it down on the Giant. Randy Anderson, the referee, has been laid out. And there he goes, a Stinger splash to the Giant. And the fans standing with the Stinger, who's bringing the fight to the Giant. And Sting laying in those shots. And again, the Giant's in trouble. He's looking to choke Luger. And a Stinger splash. But the Giant, who's fighting both Sting and Luger, meanwhile, he's focused on Luger right now. How wise is it to do that when you should be focused on your opponent? How many more Stinger splashes? Meanwhile, Jimmy Hart now up on the apron. Up on the turnbuckles, that is. And we might have a new heavyweight champion. Meanwhile, Sting sees the opportunity to take Jimmy Hart out of the equation, but Jimmy Hart falls down. But what a sequence of events as Sting just landed a little low on the Giant. The Giant's jewels have been shattered by the Stinger. And Sting pushes down the Giant with his boot. And now heads up high. And it's going to fly. And for the cover. And a huge kick out by the Giant. Sent Sting flying in air. Man, Randy Anderson is just having the night, man. He's just having... And I don't even mean that in a good way. Poor Randy Anderson. He's been getting knocked back and forth between the Stinger and the Giant. And a splash, come on. Oh, but the Giant moved up anyways. No way. No way. The Stinger going for it again. He's going for it. He's going to call a shot. Can they turn him over? Meanwhile, Luger trying to fight the megaphone out of the hand. And it just hit Sting in the face, right between the eyes. And the megaphone just clocked Sting right in the face. And Sting is absolutely distorted. And what goes up must come down. And a massive chokeslam from the Giant will leave him as still your WCW Heavyweight Champion. You just heard the Giant say, "I dare somebody to take it from me," as he goes to hold up that World Heavyweight Championship that he came out with and he leaves with. You gotta wonder, if not Sting, then who? Let's get a look at this. This is when Jimmy Hart was on the top. Gets out of the way. Sting hits the turnbuckle. And then that chain reaction where Sting hits a little bit low. And then this is where the megaphone slips out of the hands as Luger was trying to fight it out of Jimmy Hart's hands. But when he pushed it away, he accidentally pushed it towards Sting's face, laying out the Stinger and allowing the Giant to connect with a massive chokeslam to leave as still the WCW Heavyweight Champion.